what do you guys think about Zoro? What is up with Zoro? For some reason, I've been having a lot of discussion lately in Hangouts, and I feel as though Luffy, obviously, is going to have the Conqueror's King Haki and everything, and he's going to be very, very strong and talented. But Zoro, and I don't want to sound like a Zoro fanboy. Don't put that in the comment section. I'm not a fanboy of Zoro. He's not my favorite character, and he's not even in the top 3. So, Zoro, how strong do you guys think Zoro actually is at this point? Now, we can make assumptions and everything. We can say that Luffy is stronger. But how strong is Zoro actually? Now, take a lot of things into consideration. Since the beginning of the series, we've seen Zoro to pretty much win most of his fights. You know, the thing with Mihawk was obviously a slaughter, and that's only to display what level Mihawk is at. But I think for some reason that Zoro's haki, his will to always stay alive, the fact that he never dies. Back at Arlong Park, his scars and the things that Arlong was saying to him, yo, how are you still alive, and all that stuff. Zoro's been pretty much getting beat up this whole series. Zoro's been getting beat up, and he's been winning his fights. So I'm wondering, what is his will like? Because he wants to strive to be the greatest swordsman. He's trying to strive to do that, and he has his dead friend's will on his back. That's the greatest swordsman will that he has. And obviously he wanted to do that himself. They had this they pretty much had this challenge, who become the greatest swordsman first. So Zoro has that on his back. But for some reason in the series, now you can say it's because One Piece doesn't really allow their characters to die. Oda has been really writing people to die. That can be an argument, that can be an excuse on why Zoro has not died yet, because Zoro has been put into circumstances in which Zoro should be dead. Now, I can understand Luffy getting out of situations because he's the main character. The story can't go on without Luffy. But at the same time, that's just Luffy. That's with a lot of main characters. But Zoro himself, he's been put in so much predicaments. I can even reference Thriller Bark. Back in Thriller Bark, when Zoro took on all of Luffy's pain. Now, you can say that that's a durability feat. What does that have to do with his haki? What does it have to do with his will? What I'm trying to say is that, is it possible that Zoro's will may surpass Luffy? Zoro's haki abilities may surpass Luffy. Now, we know Luffy's going to probably have the best Conqueror's haki, but overall, do you guys think Zoro is gonna unlock all 3 and be very, very skilled in all 3? Armaments, observation, and conquerors. I think it might get to a point where Zoro is very skilled in all 3 categories, not just a specialty. I think Luffy's gonna specialize in Conqueror's haki. We all know that, it's been hinted to, and he has his armaments haki. You know, he's been using it a lot. He's been using observation here and there. But I think Zoro may surpass him in armaments. Well, then we gotta decipher, is there levels to haki? Is there levels to this? Is there a level of armaments that is stronger than the other? And all we can say right now is yes, for the fact that we've seen Virgo, and Virgo's done it all over his body. But is Virgo's armaments haki stronger than anyone else's? Is it stronger than Luffy? Answer that question down in the comment section below. Is it stronger than Luffy's? Is it stronger than anyone else who's used armament haki? Is there levels to your haki in each category? Some people say yes. Some people say yes, there are subcategories to haki. There are subcategories to armaments haki, conqueror's haki. That very well may be true. You can present a very good case for that, because when we see Shanks is the only person in this series, and I wonder what that means for Rayleigh, but Shanks is the only person in this series who we've seen to use a very, very strong haki. And the only feat you can obviously show is the Whitebeard ship thing. Whitebeard ship started to kind of break. It started to kind of crack a little bit when Shanks was walking. And he said it's because I'm on an enemy ship. I'm very, I have to be aware and stuff like that. But Shanks is the only person we've seen to do that. So I'm wondering, is what Shanks did, does that more so speak to everyone else in the level they're at, or does that speak to Shanks? Is everyone's haki special for themselves? Like, is Shanks the only person in the series that's gonna be able to do that, where he walks around and his haki is breaking stuff? So, and is everybody's haki special? Because we saw Rayleigh was able to pinpoint each person back in Sabaody. He was able to pinpoint each person that he wanted the haki to affect, and that pretty much was a feat for himself. But Rayleigh is skilled in haki. So my point is, Zoro may end up being not stronger than Luffy in Conqueror's haki. That's not what I'm saying. He's not going to be stronger than Luffy in Conqueror's haki, but would it get to a point where Zoro is very skilled in all three categories? And think about this, his eye from the training with Mihawk. Now, there's three ways this can go. From what I heard, people said, one, it's either there is something under that eye. There is something like a demonic demon thing under that eye, and when Zoro finally opens his eye, maybe his inner haki, maybe his inner will, maybe he'll get stronger from that eye, from that cut. Maybe something will happen. Maybe Mihawk taught him something, a new move, whatever the case may be. Since the beginning of the series, his sword, we know he has that demon sword. We know that the story itself is kind of following a path, and Rayleigh is called the Dark King Silver's Rayleigh. So Rayleigh pretty much has like this demonic thing to him and himself. So, and we know Zoro's pretty much matched up with Rayleigh and Luffy with Goldie Roger. So is Zoro gonna have some kind of demonic evil spirit within him? And that's would speak numbers to why he's able to wield the sword that he's wielding right now, because that sword is pretty much cursed. Anyone who uses it, they're gonna probably not have good luck, pretty much. And Zoro's been pretty much having good luck with all three swords. So Zoro must have an inner demon within him, some inner spirit, and that may speak numbers to his moves, how they're all named after animals, after beasts, and all that stuff. So right now, I know we had this debate already, but leave down in the comment section, who do you guys really think is the strongest out of the two, out of the top two? I think Sanji is going to move up. I think Sanji is going to be very skilled. I think Sanji's probably like the fastest in the crew and stuff like that. But how strong are these guys really? And I know none of them went all out in Dressrosa yet. So we can't really give a basis to how strong they are. After Dressrosa, maybe. But off of these displays, what is behind Zoro's eye? What kind of training did he get with Mihawk? What is going on? Is Zoro going to be skilled in all three categories? We know his will to survive far exceeds anyone in the crew, even Luffy. His will to survive surpasses all of them. There was a point where Luffy was about to get killed by a buggy, and he accepted his death. He was laughing while he was about to die, and you can say that's a bigger will feat. I don't know how you present that argument, but he was laughing and he accepted the fact that he was going to die. So Luffy was at that point. Now you may say that's comedic relief. That wasn't a feat. That's not a feat. Oda wasn't writing it like that. Obviously, we know Luffy wasn't really going to die. I know, but at the same time, can we use it as a feat? Because I feel as though Zoro is the only person who will go all out and not die until he fulfills his dream. Not to say Luffy won't strive hard to fulfill his dream, but you know, the point of Luffy right now, the point of the story is Luffy is supposed to take his time. Luffy is supposed to enjoy his time. Luffy is not supposed to be rushing into becoming Pirate King at all. He's not supposed to be rushing to the One Piece. So I feel as though Zoro right now, his haki and his will may get strong and it may surpass not Conqueror's haki, but every other level. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And man,